look, the Scarface is the American dream.
Not the ending.
Yeah, but even the ending is, look, people will say, insert me here.
The difference between what T.I., how T.I. addresses what he did and the music he was putting out versus 50, he just straight up says it.
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And I'm your girl, Trish.
And we are
Black
Press. Spirit Fingers. No? Spirit Fingers. Oh, yeah, Spirit Fingers was like what? Back in like 04? 03, 04? Anyway.
No.
Oh, wow. I told y'all like 2 episodes ago, I'm corny, and it's okay. Because I got kids, so I can be like dad corny. No? I don't care. I'm corny anyway. All of my dad jokes are horrible. That's the point. They're supposed to be horrible. If they were not horrible, they would just be jokes. What makes them dad jokes is that they're horrible. Anyway, look, even if you're young, though, you can still like the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Share this with somebody. Share this with somebody young because they need to hear it. And subscribe. Did I say subscribe already?
Like, comment,
Share, and subscribe. Alright, so next topic. And this probably the last one for the week. So make sure you tune in. Look, so this was an interview a couple of weeks ago, and I was watching it, and it was good stuff. Honestly, I always watch not everything. I watch a lot about 50 Cent. I actually listened to his book. He had a great book. And the thing I like about 50 Cent, in contrary to T.I., honestly, is you can see his transition.
Yeah,
he talk trash.
Definitely.
He will troll the crap out of people on the internet. But when it comes to everything else, he is business. Even with the interaction with his son, he understands that who he was then is not who he is now. And he does not try to justify the insanity of what he did then.
Yeah.
So, so he was on this show on MSNBC. I can't remember the guy's name. I have this awful issue of remembering people's names because there's so much going on in my brain. I don't remember anything that's not supremely valuable to me. But I do watch him a lot. So he was this interview on. He's been on this interview before with this guy, but he said something. 50 Cent said something that was in the previous that actually addresses the previous segment that we talked about with T.I. He also said something that addresses the issue that's gone on with Michael B. Jordan and the fact that women and their ideas, and I always want to say ideology, but their ideas about corny men and the other people, the other men that they interact with. You know what? I'm gonna let him play. I'm gonna let him talk about it. But I will just say he unintentionally said, and possibly some of the stuff. He might not have been unintentionally, but because he understands it. But he said what is wrong with the black community without completely saying this is what's wrong with the black community. Here you go.
Your story's known, but here you are doing something completely beyond that community.
It's absolutely a positive thing. Like, I've had kids who were absolutely in love with me, and they were in love with the wrong part of me. the part that won't actually continue to be successful, the part that won't continue to, be something that people celebrate.
It's so crazy you say that because we were talking to De Palma, who made Scarface. And he said, of course he made Scarface tough and lovable. You have Pacino there.
Right.
He said, but when he saw all these kids hanging Scarface posters in their dorm rooms,
Yeah.
wrong part of Scarface, he said he was actually aghast. Like they really missed the point.
No, but look, the Scarface is the American dream.
Not the ending.
Yeah, but even the ending is, look, people will say, insert me here. And everything that was going on before that point, you know what I'm saying? I know that Pacino was playing a Cuban character that's coming to America, but to make it in America on your own terms is what the movie represented. And then that montage, Push It to the Limit, that's the dream, right?
That's the dream. Yeah, respect. So you say wrong part. What's the right part of 50 to fall in love with?
Well, the stuff that they see that I've learned, it kind of kept me out of trouble at points. You know what I'm saying? And it's the side that the stuff that I was saying in the music in the very beginning, and I wasn't. I was crazy. Tell you the truth, Larry. I was absolutely crazy at that point. And then you go and when you look at it and you go, nah. So later, with new information, with more information, you know, that, like I say, my favorite artists, the younger artists that are out there, I see
So, biggest part. Well, let's go with the last part first. I was crazy. See the difference? The difference between what T.I., how T.I. addresses what he did and the music he was putting out versus 50. He just straight up said it. I was crazy. And we're living in a community, and it's in an era where we are crazy and we're not willing to admit that we're crazy. Because you know why I say that? It's because, so the the whole definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. But why we're crazy is because we're smart enough to know that we're doing the wrong thing. There's like, black people are brilliant. We have even in we just came through Black History Month where we listed off throughout the whole month. We didn't, because I was doing chemistry, but where the world and America listed off throughout the whole month all the amazing things that black people have done, all the amazing things that black people are capable of, being the computers of NASA, creating the
like engineers. The possibilities are like endless.
Ridiculous. We're smart. There's nothing that black people can't do. The problem is there's nothing that black people can't do. Because we're so smart that we will actually create things that in our mind to justify the things that we know are not actually the right thing. Single motherhood. Like we know that that's not the right way to go, but we will justify it by saying that, oh, I was just making the wrong decision. I made bad choices. I was young. You weren't young. You knew what you were doing when you did it. He knew what he was doing when he did it. But the issue was, you were not adding in the consideration of you having to deal with the consequences, even if he left.
Because a lot of people nowadays act without consequence. Like, you know something can happen because of this action, but you proceed with it anyway because who cares? Is the consequence that bad? I can deal with consequences. I can deal with anything.
Just be crazy.
I'll just deal with it. But then when you actually start dealing with it, then you realize, like, dang, I should have really thought about this. I should have took some more time to think it through. But by then, it's already too late.
And then we say we come up with things to justify it
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing like 50 just did. Like, I was crazy. All right, you know what? I did that. Here's the thing: we'll we'll say I was young and dumb in order to say that we didn't know what we were doing, but we did know what we were doing. So it's me, like me. Okay, I'll say me for. I'll use me as an example. Me with my ex, and I love that I have my son, but I made the wrong decision with the woman that I chose, and I own every part of that. I made the wrong decision. And so I dealt with everything past that of all of the time that I had to spend to drive to see him, all of the money I had to spend to make sure that when she couldn't do things, I was still sending extra money, and people said I was insane for doing it, and I knew. But the thing was, I'm not gonna sit here and act like my decisions were not my decisions. My decisions have consequences. So guess what? If I gotta spend more money, that's because I made the wrong decision in earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll say I was young when instead of saying I was just stupid. Here's the thing, and people get offended when somebody call you stupid because you're not calling yourself stupid. The difference between ignorance and stupid is ignorance is to not know. Is to do because you don't know. Stupid is to know and choose to do otherwise. We're walking around here stupid because we're walking around here stupid because we're smart enough to know the difference and choosing to do the opposite.
A lot of people don't get taught the right thing to do.
Yeah, but we got reasoning. I don't. I know
understand reasoning.
we okay. That's the thing that gets me is because we are not taught, but we know. When
but you know through experience, or you know through somebody else's experience.
Somebody told us.
Yeah, but so even if somebody told you, that's you learning through somebody else's experience. It's up to you to take that and be like, okay, such and such went through this, and I see where they at now. I don't want to be there.
So that makes the action stupid.
Yeah, of course.
Because somebody told you.
Yeah, so
that's the issue.
If somebody tells you something and you don't take heed, then that's your fault.
Yes, and that's the issue. But the issue is that we're going through that too young, and then we're saying I was young, and then no, you knew.
But you can't say that in every situation.
But if you justify, if you don't start with with understanding and coming to the clear point that you knew and you did wrong, then you can't move forward in making the correct decision because you're still justifying the past.
And that's if you know of your wrong.
That's just like T.I. The difference between T.I. and 50. 50 said, "Nah, I was crazy then." T.I. said, "I was a refugee."
T.I. is very well educated, so he knows better.
Yeah.
What he does is speak on high levels so that the people in the trap neighborhood can look up to him and think that he's this.
But he also in T.I.'s interview, he also said that when he speaks like that, they think that he's brainwashed or he's sold out.
No, but it works in two ways. So he does that so they could be like, okay, that's what success looks like. That's where I need to be. So he does that to portray a certain look, but he's not gonna go sit around the president and act like that.
He's not gonna get around the president. Well, Joe Biden maybe.
He's not gonna sit around. He's not gonna act accordingly in different circumstances. He does it as a way to just that it's like a smoke screen, basically.
I don't think so.
It is because
but to say like a smoke screen is this well. So you're saying what you're saying is he's smart enough to know how to talk, but he's choosing to just use that as a smokescreen, but still be the person that he is.
Because he still wants to be
He's still
connected to
street.
the. He still wants to be street and hood
Yeah,
and connected to the trap neighborhood.
yeah,
If he acts the way that he's been conditioned, which is if you act smart or if you act educated,
yeah.
they're not going to look at you as a street person anymore. They're going to look at you as one of them. So you're not part.
No,
You're not part of them
no,
anymore.
no.
Yes.
Well, they won't. They'll never look at Ti like that.
If Ti,
You know why?
if
Because when
Ti starts,
Ti had the opportunity to switch over,
Mhm.
and he didn't.
because he
I was so doggone
because
hurt.
he's still
I
a
was
part
so
of that. He's still a part of that community.
I was so hurt when he got that second charge.
Because he's still a part of that community. He's still in the lifestyle. His hands are still
He
in
say
it.
he not in that though. But
He is in it. His hands are still in it. You heard him and Boosie was
yeah,
about to come
his
out with
mindset is still in it. His
Yeah.
hands ain't in it. His mindset is still in it. That's where he's jacked up at. His mindset.
If your mind is in it, your hands is in it too. Because your mind controls everything.
Yeah, but
in your body.
but if he ain't doing it, he ain't doing it. Like that's like I can be thinking about I can, I can be thinking about killing somebody, but that don't mean I'm actually doing it.
If it's in your heart, then that's what it is.
But are you doing it?
But even the thought of it is
Yeah, but I know, but we're talking about yes, what is in your heart, you might as well be doing it. But is you just as guilty? But what I'm saying is, in respect to Ti and the conversation that we're having about him, is he because he's out of he's not into the game like that right now. So he's not. His hands are not in it
What is like that consistency?
like that. I mean, like he's not actually. I don't know. I don't believe he's in the game to the point where he's doing drug deals. Like he's got somebody working for him.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying about him not. His hands ain't in it. He's not. He's not in that line of drug activity.
But he's still perpetuating it through his words, his music, and his actions.
So his mind is in it. He's in. No, he's not in. He's. That's what I. That's my point. He's not. That's what I said in the last one. He's not in that game anymore. Now he's in the slavery game. He's not. He's enslaving the minds of the community. He ain't worried about to get the drugs to get the body. He's enslaving the mind.
But that's what I was saying. Like he acts in a certain way because he knows that the way that he acts is going to keep these people close to him. So if he goes out and he acts educated and
who's he trying to keep close to him with that? Who's he trying to keep close to him with that?
Whoever the trap community is, because they're his biggest supporters.
Yeah.
So if you lose your biggest supporters, you're not going to do as well because people are not going to support you to keep feeding your habit or whatever you have going on. People are not going to go out and say, I love Ti or a Ti got this clothing line, I'm going to wear it, I'm going to feel good in it.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do stuff like that. But
I think he's doing more real estate now, and then just talking. Yeah. He did some music. Like he was supposed to come out with that album with Boosie until all that blew up. And they said it ain't. He said, "Oh, it wasn't no talks about it." And obviously, we knew it was talks about it. But what you did, I thought that part is great to me too because now, like, you just got bit by the serpent of the game that you was in.
That's what I'm saying. He's not. Of course, he's not a part of it, but he still wants to be. It's like washing clothes. Like he getting washed up in dirty water, and still trying to say I'm clean.
Yeah,
it's not.
The dirty water. Yeah, it's crazy. I just wish we would all understand. But you know when 50 was talking about the whole loving, loving who he can't, who they love the part that can't be sustained. And I don't want to go. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't want to dig all the way into it, but that is the issue that I was talking about when it comes to Michael B. Jordan and the corny dude. The corny dude can be sustained to meet the um the star on the what's it called again?
Star quality and oh,
See, that's why I said the Walk of Fame, I think. But he can that corny can meet the sustainability of making it to getting a star on the Walk of Fame at 36 years old. But the lifestyle that 50 was living could not sustain that. But that's what the women love.
There's people that actually only date people that's like
Hood, exactly. You know why? Because that's the fun part. Honestly, and I knew I said I didn't want to get into it, but that there is a reason for that.
Mhm.
Because you know how women say I want a leader, I want someone to protect, that's a protector and a provider. Those are the um, animalistic.
Mhm.
Those are the animalistic uh, necessities, and that's what yes, and those are what we start off with in our younger years, and that's why I say a lot of women don't. A lot of women and men, but the selection that women use to pick men is still stuck at the lower level and animalistic level of choosing a partner because there's a reason why women want a 6 foot man because they want the protection and he looks like somebody, he's the size of someone that can protect them, right? So that's why they want that. They want someone that the idea of attraction is obviously the idea of continuing your continuing reproduction of your life of your bloodline because those that are most attractive are the ones that are most selected. And then the fun part is the issue of what do kids like to do? They want to have fun. If you see a group of puppies in a cage, what is the mama on the side laying down because she getting milk? Like all the pups are coming to her teeth, and then all the puppies are playing around. Like the animalistic qualities of a young mammal are to play, to need protection, to want to be attracted to something. That and those things are what a lot of women use to select their mate, but it's beyond. It hasn't reached to the actual uh, level of what man is actually capable of. That makes us greater.
Yeah.
That makes us greater than all other mammals. Our ability to reason, our ability to build. The reason is what is lacking in a selection of men. And then, of course, so there's a fourth one is sexuality. Like, as soon as you start to get your hormones going, it's about, you know, that sexual pleasure. But the reasoning is lacking in only one area, too. That's the part that kills me. Like, women are so great in doing reasoning in every other area except in mate selection.
Some Some, not all. Because
Most,
some,
most,
some.
most, most.
You have to,
So
in the dating pool, you have to,
you know why I say
it's like
most?
finding selection. You have to go through and shuffle like a deck of cards
Mm-hmm.
until you find King of Hearts.
You know what? No, I'm not just gonna say women. I'm not even gonna say women because, like I said, in the past, I screwed up. I chose the wrong one, and for the same reasons. He was attractive. So let me reverse.
Yeah, see now you're like, ooh.
Put it down, put it in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we, and more importantly, we as black people have to get to the point where we move past the animalistic ideas and understanding of protection, providing. Well, providing can still be there,
Yeah.
but protection, providing
Security.
security, and sexuality, because we as humans are supposed to transcend to the ability of reasoning and understanding that just that size of a person, the masculinity or the how much they make you happy, how much they excite you, how much fun they are. Like how much fun you are doesn't matter if you can't produce, if you don't have vision.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep trying to think. Like I think the first thing that should be asked when you start a communication with a potential partner is, what's your vision?
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't got a
And
vision,
people can show you their vision, but it has to have fruit to it.
yeah, that's true too. Because that and then but then and that's true and that's definitely true. But then it's like, oh well, what about potential? Potential don't matter.
I don't like
I don't care about your potential.
because you could I could have the
Everybody,
potential to get up and jump right now.
every acorn has the potential to be an oak tree. That don't mean every acorn is gonna survive to be an oak tree. Where's your butt at?
I got some fruit.
Anyway,
Fruit flavor.
we pushed this segment longer than we wanted to, but there were some things said that needed to be said. All right. Hit the like button, please. If you like anything I said or anything your girl Trish said, hit the like button. If you like anything both of us said, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like nothing and you just want to talk about it, comment. What's the last one?
And tell somebody
Share.
about it.
Yes. Share it with somebody else and then tell them why you didn't like what I said. And I don't care. Tell me why you don't like what I said.
And tell them I'm right. Just do it.
If you tell her why she right, tell her the truth.
Tell him
her
I'm
the
right.
truth.
I need y'all to put it in the comments.
I don't,
Put it in the comments. You know what? Trish
you know
is
what?
right.
We didn't disagree with too much though. I thought you were gonna disagree with me more when we were talking about T.I.
No, because I don't like.
You don't like T.I.?
No, I like T.I. But I'm saying like I don't like when black people that are in certain heights of their career, and then they're like, oh, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing
You know what?
That doesn't help.
But you didn't tell me. You did not tell me I was right when I spoke on Jay-Z. What's the difference? What's the difference? If I'm a slave owner and I become and I turn all my profits from slavery into medicine, does it not mean that the money that I received from slavery was wrong?
I mean, you took a bad thing and made it right.
So if I made it right and all of those slaves are still with nothing, does it still make it right?
Well, as a slave with nothing, if they don't go out and try and get something.
So all the lashes, Every time they got whipped for not making 500 pounds of cotton, none of that matters.
Everybody has to suffer at one point in time.
So you saying slavery was justified? Are you saying slavery was justified? If everybody got to suffer?
I have to defend.
Are you saying slavery was justified?
I defend anyway.
Are you saying slavery was justified?
No.
Are you saying the crack epidemic was justified? Because
Mm.
somebody had to make some money so Jay-Z can get out.
Why take the drug?
Why sell it?
That was my thing too. Why be a distributor?
Exactly.
Why be a distributor? Why be a consumer? Whose fault is it? Both of them. Both of them. Because
So that means
you
it's
hand it
nobody's
out.
fault.
No,
If
it's both of them. It's both their
if
fault.
-1 plus +1 equals 0, then if negative plus
No.
positive equals
This
0,
this
then
isn't
it's
as
both their
simple.
fault. That means it's 0.
No,
That
it's
means
not as
nobody's
simple
fault.
as a math problem. Wrong is wrong.
Yes.
You know that, especially if you see somebody strung out on the corner. Ooh, I want to try some of that.
Don't nobody say, "Ooh, I want to try some of that."
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They got, oh, I got this new thing. It's gonna make you sky high or make you feel real
Yeah,
good.
they was
It's gonna
giving
make you
out
feel
samples.
real good. And then you like, oh, I want to try that. You just as wrong as the person telling you about it and the person they get it from. All of y'all wrong. A wrong is a wrong.
But what's the person that's selling it? They get a benefit.
But they're finding a way to profit off of it.
Right. So they're getting the benefit from it.
Yeah, but if you are taking it, nobody told you to buy it and take it. You could buy it and sell it back.
So you saying the drug dealers were justified?
In a certain sense.
So T.I. was right.
Only because no, T.I. is wrong.
Why is T.I. right? Why is T.I. wrong? What's the difference between T.I. and Jay-Z?
It's a lot.
Which is, I'm ready. I mean, we here. You started this conversation. Let's go.
We're supposed to be ending.
Let's go. No.
We're supposed to be
What's the difference between T.I. and Jay-Z?
There's lots of difference.
Tell me. Don't just say it's a lot. Like now you're gonna start. Don't do that, because I'm gonna start telling you just being disingenuous and you're not making sense. Don't say something and then not validate it, because then what's the point of talking about it?
We're supposed to be ending this.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
You shouldn't have asked about Jay-Z. You already know it.
Well, then talk about it. Talk about it or don't talk about it. Talk about it or say you was wrong.
Say I was wrong. Oh, you trying to put that?
Talk about it or say you was wrong.
No. That.
All right, I'm your boy, Mr. Define. That's your girl Trish. She wrong. She won't even talk about it.
Wrong.
We are.
Like friends.
And we out.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.